So yesterday we have seen how we can handle drop down. Today we will see how we can handle a pop-up. So if you click on this button, then a pop-up will come. So this kind of scenario you may have come across on any web application where you click on something, then a pop-up comes, then that either there will be a cancel and OK button, either of one you have to click on. So when any pop-up comes, then this pop-up is not a part of this page. This is coming on the top of the page. Once this pop-up comes, so you unless you click on OK, you won't be able to perform anything over there. For example, if you have clicked on simple alert, this pop-up has come. Now if you want to click on confirm alert, it will not happen. First you have to handle this pop-up. You have to return back to your web page, and then you will be able to click on this button. That means once this pop-up comes, you lost the control of this web page. First you have to come out from this pop-up, then only you can perform anything on this page. So this is the logic of pop-up, which you have to remember. Okay, so there are different types of alert in Selenium. So in order to handle alert in Selenium, alert and interface is available. Alert is a small message box or pop-up that appears on the screen to display some notifications or information to the users. It asks permission from the user to perform certain actions or ask some input from the users. Okay, either they can ask you, the pop-up will ask you to perform OK or cancel button, or the pop-up can ask you to enter something like in username, password. This kind of thing also appears. So types of alert, there is a simple alert where you will only see a OK button. It will display you a message and you will see only an OK button. That comes under simple alert. There is a prompt alert where it will have OK and cancel button. Also, it will ask you to enter some text value. Text value, OK and cancel button, that comes under a prompt alert. And there is a confirmation alert which will have only OK and cancel button. Okay, so basically there are three types of alert available in Selenium. In order to handle alert, an interface called alert is available in Selenium. Inbuilt interface is available. This is we are going to use to handle the alert, the pop-up. Okay. Now let's move on and automate this part. Okay. So in order to bring the pop-up, we have to click on these buttons. So first let's inspect. Start with the simple alert and inspect that. So it has an ID, it has tag name button, it has ID called accept. So we will use this for writing XPath /button @ID equal to value. So this is the XPath. So here we will write driver dot find element. by dot xpath. Okay, and here we want to click. That's it. Next, once we click on this, so what will happen? Pop-up will come. Now, once this pop-up is come, then whenever you perform anything and the pop-up comes, so in this scenario, you have to write one line, which is driver dot switch to dot alert. This line you have to write. Why? Once you are clicking on this, a pop-up is coming. So you also have to switch from your main page to the pop-up. This will not happen automatically. This one you have to do in your command, in your program. So you will write driver dot switch to dot alert. This line will switch you from your main page to the pop-up. Once you switch to the pop-up, now you can perform any activity over here. So in order to perform any activity, as I said, you have to use this alert interface. This method switches to the alert variable on the web page. It returns a reference of the alert. Sorry. It returns a reference of the alert interface. That means once you write this line, it will return you a reference of alert interface. So that you have to handle it. This is an alert interface. This is available in this package that you have to import. Okay. So once you have written this switch to dot alert command, it returns you an alert interface that you have to handle. After handling this, now all the activity, any activity on this pop-up you can perform with the help of this alert reference. Now here you will write alert dot. There is a button called method called accept. Accept is used to click on OK button. Dismiss is used to click on cancel button. Get text is used to capture the alert message. Madhu, you can switch off your video camera.
Yes.
Yeah. And send keys is used to enter. Send keys we know like it is used to enter any text value. So if you want to click on OK button, you have to call accept button. If you want to click on cancel button, you have to click on this. You have to call dismiss. So these two buttons, these two methods are available in alert interface. So that is why once we have called this, it returned an alert interface reference that you have to handle. And now from this reference, you can call accept or dismiss button. Okay. So let's run this and see if it is working or not. So the actions will happen very quickly. You may not be able to see. In a fraction of second, pop-up will come and you will see it has clicked on the OK button. So I hope you have noticed what happened. Did you able to see anyone? Okay, so in that case, we have to introduce of wait time so that you can see clearly what is happening. So this is a forced wait I'm inserting here. If you use this command thread dot slip, and if you mention it accepts value in a millisecond. If you give 3000 millisecond, it means 3 seconds. It will throw an exception that you have to handle. Okay, it throws an interrupted exception, so that you have to declare or you can handle. So it will wait for 3 seconds, then it will now it has clicked on the OK button. Okay, so this is what happening. Next, simple alert we have seen. Now we will see confirm alert. It has an ID called confirm and tag name is button. Okay, now if we click on this, so it has OK and cancel button. Also, it has a text message. So how to get the text message of an alert that you can print? So here you will write alert dot get text. So alert dot get text will give you the text value of the alert. So system.out.println, it will print the text message. Now we have clicked on OK button. Now we will click on cancel button. Okay. For this, you will call dismiss method. Dismiss will click on the cancel button. Okay. So let's run this. Okay, so it has clicked on cancel button and you see the message that we are printing. Are you happy with Letgo? This was the message that was displaying when we clicked on the confirm alert. So it has printed and it has clicked on the cancel button. So this is
Sunny, I
what
have a question.
uh,
Sunny, for simple alert, you have given the command as can you please go back to the
accept.
yes, accept. And this time you have given the alert as confirm. Why it is different for both?
No, if you want to click on OK button, then you have to call accept but accept. And if you
For
have to
any
click
for any for any alert, right?
for any alert. One second. But here there is OK button and cancel button both. So if you want to click on this cancel button, then you have to call dismiss method.
Yeah, that is a different command you have mentioned, right? But in XPath means the for main command the button dot at the rate ID and then you have mentioned confirm.
Hmm.
Confirm conflict it means
This is it.
and that confirm.
XPath is different. ID value is different for simple alert, and that is different from confirm alert.
means from
Yeah.
where it is accepting the that accept means accept is from where you are given that why you are giving the command as accept.
This one you are saying.
Wanted to click on OK, then only you are giving that accept.
That comes under this alert interface we have discussed in the beginning. This is an alert interface under this all the commands are available. One second. So here I have mentioned methods provided by alert interface. Accept is used for OK button, dismiss is used for cancel button. If you want to click on OK, you have to call the accept button, accept method. If you want to click on cancel, then you have to call dismiss method. All these are available in alert interface.
Then if you are wanted to click on dismiss button, then why we are not written the command as means button at the rate ID and then cancel.
That you cannot locate. Any alert you cannot locate. If let's suppose if this alert pop-up is coming, so you won't be able to locate this. Anything on this alert, on the alert pop-up, you cannot locate and you cannot write XPath for that because this is not a part of your web application. This is coming on the top of your application. This is not the part. So if this one is coming, if you try to inspect also, it will not come, you see. Nothing is happening. But once you click on this OK, and now if you try to inspect, it will happen. So if any pop-up comes that you cannot locate, that for that you cannot write XPath. So that is why there is an alert interface created, inbuilt interface and inbuilt methods given to handle the alert. And that we have to use in our program.
Thank you.
Okay. Now next, the prompt alert. If you click on this, so it will ask you to enter a text message. It also has OK and cancel button. Okay. So first of all, let's see what is the it has an ID called prompt. So I have changed this. Now I need to enter text value. So I will write alert dot send keys. And here any text value I can enter. And then I will click on dismiss button. Okay. So these many type of alert you can notice on any web page. These three types of. So let me run this.
Sunny, like meanwhile, just one question.
Yes.
Yeah, as I mentioned, like last class, right? See,
Hmm.
these alerts and all is coming from the interface. But where it is getting implemented is the question, because uh, for driver thing we have WebDriver. Driver is called Chrome driver. WebDriver is the interface and Chrome driver is a where all methods are abstract methods are implemented in Chrome driver. But how these alerts and other things will be from where it will be implemented, and how logic is shown over here. Uh,
Like when I have taken the interface class, so there also we have just created the interface and we have used it. So definitely for that also, Java has implemented internally all these things. So those are available in a package. We simply
okay.
import the package and we use it, right? In the same way, Selenium also has handled all these concepts, and they have just given the interface or class in the form of interface and class that we have to use in our code, and we can simply use all the inbuilt methods. So
Okay.
internally, how the code is written, uh, that again you can see in that official website, but in detail you cannot see. Only information you can see, but
Yeah.
in
Okay.
detail that is not available, because if that is available, so anyone can copy and paste and create its own automation framework or own automation. Like Selenium, there will be another one in the market that is competing the Selenium. So that is why no one can allow you to see their code internally what they have written. Like no, neither Selenium nor HP nor
Yeah, yeah,
UFT.
correct. But yeah, even in interface also, like we are going to implement those in classes, right? We will implement that basically in Java interfaces.
Yes, same thing. Like now we don't know like what is how the
Okay,
static
okay.
keyword is happening, how it is performing. We just know like this static keyword, we can do this functionality if we use it. But internally, how static code is written, that we don't know. This is called encapsulation.
Which one is called encapsulation?
These all these
Okay,
things. Like, you can only see the external properties, but you cannot see internally what is happening. All these are
okay,
based on encapsulation concept.
okay, okay.
Okay, so uh, okay, that is already happened. If you have noticed, then that is fine because I cannot see any error. Okay. So this is the way we handle alert, and these are the things which we can maximum do in an alert in interface in Selenium. Only thing you have to remember, you have to write this line. This line is important. You have to switch to the alert, and then you have to get the interface access. And now from this, you can do all that four activities: accept, dismiss, get text, and send keys.
One more. I have a question.
Yes.
Can we capture a pop-up?
Capture means
Capture, I mean, text values. You can print it. Is it
ah,
possible to print?
we have done this just now.
Okay.
Just now we have done like in system.out.println. If you replay the recording, then you will be able to see like
Okay.
there is a method called get text. Get text, it captures the alert message.
Okay.
Simply you have to write alert dot and system.out.println you can print. So that I have already removed from here. And also I will provide you this link. This is my only blog which I have written very long back. From here you can see the programming part which I have used here. This is different what I am explaining right now. But if you go through, you will understand. After the class, if you go through, you will understand what I'm doing here. In details, everything I have written, each and every line.
Also, but we have one more like complex class called alert class, other than the
Alert
simple.
is an interface. Alert is not a class. Alert is an interface.
Yeah, and also I had got an intro questions when multiple pop-ups will arise at the same time. How you handle that?
Multiple pop-up cannot come at
So
one
he
time.
was asking.
Like, see, this is just for testing your knowledge there also. If you click on this, so only one pop-up is coming. After that, this, like this button can give you an alert. If you click on this, nothing will happen. First of all, you have to handle one pop-up. You have to come back to the page, then you click, then next pop-up will come. Multiple pop-up cannot arise at the same time.
Okay. He
At,
was
at
asking
one
something.
time, only one pop-up will come. They are just asking you to confuse. You
Yeah,
can.
yeah, maybe.
I have heard this question. Someone else has also asked me this.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Once this pop-up comes, then you cannot do anything on this page. See, I'm trying to click everywhere, but nothing is happening. First, you have to come out this pop-up and then you can click anywhere on this page. Okay, so that's all from the alert. And next we will see actions class. So for each and every activity, there is either interface or there is either class. Inbuilt interface and class are available in Selenium. You just have to remember that, and then everything is easy. As I said, like Selenium topics are very small. You can finish it in 20 minutes, 10 minutes. It will not take much time. Only thing you have to remember is the interface and classes that are available. So why we use actions? So in actions, basically you can perform this activity with the help of actions. You can drag and drop, you can right click, you can double click on any element, you can mouse over. Mouse over means you just mouse will hover over on this link. It will not click on this. It will just bring the focus on any particular web element. Mouse will it will point like this, but it will not click. Why we use mouse over? In some scenario, let's suppose you want to click on a web element, but it is not working. Everything is fine, XPath is fine, but still it is not clicking. So in that case, second approach that you can use is use this mouse over concept. Bring the mouse first on the web element and then click. In that case, it can work. So there are different workarounds. If simple way is not working, then next approach you have to follow. So that is why mouse over we use. But not most of the time, simple click works. Very rare case we have to use mouse over. Okay, so action, generally we use keyboards and mouse events we handle with the help of actions class. Action is a class to perform events while automating. It is available in interaction actions package. Okay, and now we will see how we can use that. So for actions, we will use this website. jquery.com. This one we will use. Uh, okay, before that, this page contains frame. Okay, so before that, let's cover the frame chapter, because here I will write some logic for frames that you will not understand. So before that, let's understand frame. Then we will see the actions. For frames, we will use this page. That day I have given the URL, right? Can anyone ping me that URL if you have handy? That Selenium URL, Selenium of page where we have discussed about the packages and all the details.
I sent.
Yes, just wait for 1 minute. There is a power cut. This string is very much important because there is one very important logic that most of us don't know that we have to understand. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know if you can see. visible? Okay. So this one we will use this official page of Selenium. There is a frame section. If you click on this, so it divides this entire page into three sections. One, two, three. All these three sections are available in a particular frame. It has in one frame, it has one frame, it has one frame. How we can identify that? You have to inspect. Before that, what is frame? So frame is basically divides an entire web application into different sections, where each section has its own content. That if you click on any link, like this section has a link, if you click on this link, so it will display the details in the difference in the other section. Similarly, if you click on alert, its details you will see in a different section. So frame basically divides an entire web application into different sections, and each section detail you can see in a different sections. Or this section content will be independent of this. This will have its own feature. This will have its own feature. In this way also it can happen. So I was talking about how we can identify whether there is a frame on this page. So for that, let's highlight this entire section. This entire section. If you highlight this, this is the highlight point. From here, you just scroll down a little bit. Then you will see there is a iframe. And see, when I'm highlighting here, this one is getting highlighted in blue. Only that part. If any tag starts with iframe, that means there is a frame available on the page. The name of the frame is package list frame. This name is important. Similarly, for the second section, highlight any of the element on the second section and then scroll up. Then you will see there is another frame, which again it has a name. Similarly, if you highlight this section and if you scroll up a little bit, again you see there is a frame, and this one is highlighting the third section. Its name is class frame. So whenever you find iframe tag on any application, that means there is a frame. This is how you can identify. Okay. So let's suppose we don't, let's assume like we don't know there is there any frame or not. Okay. We will simply open this application. Okay. And after opening this, I will click on this link. I want to click on this link. As of now, I don't know whether is there any frame or not. So I will highlight. So it has it is a link that starts with a tag and it has a text value. So I will use this text value for export. Its tag name is a and it has a text value. Driver dot find element by dot export and hit Don't. Okay. So let's run this. Now you see there is an exception. What is the exception? No such element exception. And it is not able to identify this one, this X path, this X path. If you come across with such situations where you can see your X path is also correct, it is highlighting the element, but still you are unable to click on this. So it means they they need. So what you will do, you will highlight the element, you will scroll down a little bit, and you will try to see if there is any frame available over there or not. So you, if you find this tag iframe, that means you have to handle this frame first. Then you can click on any element that is coming under that frame. So this frame name is important. Now the question is how you will handle. So for that you have to switch to the frame. Driver dot switch to dot frame. Now see, once you write frame, it is giving you three options. Name is same, argument is different. Now can you tell me it is based on which concept of core Java? Where the methods name are same,
Overloading.
but overloading. Okay. So this question you can also expect. They will ask you, can you tell me any example in Selenium which is based on method overloading? We can say frame is a topic that is created on the basis of method overloading concept of core Java, where the frame is giving you method name is totally same, but you can see the arguments are different. One is integer, one is string, one is web element. Any of one you can use to switch to that particular frame. So we are using name of the frame. So for name is a string. So for that we will use the second one. And here you just pass the frame name that you have copied. So what it will do, it will first switch to that particular frame. So once you have switched to the frame, then you can click on that element. Now you will see it will not give you any error. It will click on the element. So what will happen? Let's see there. If I click on this, so what will happen? Its detail will load in the second section. So this one will come, right? So let's see same thing is happening or not. So see that page has loaded, right? Now it is not giving you any error. So that means there was a frame due to which it was not able to click on that element on the link. So first you have to handle. This is the way of handling the frame. Driver dot switch to dot frame, and then you have to give the frame name. Now I want to click on this alert. Now the concept starts. The logic which I was talking about. Now we know like there must be a frame because this page consists of frame and I already told like this section contains this section also contains frame. So now we know like if I have to click on this alert link, then first of all we have to handle its frame. So if we scroll up, there is a frame which is known as package frame that we have to handle. So driver dot first of all let's identify the element by dot text path. On this I want to click. Before that, I have to handle the frame switch to dot frame. Okay. Now this frame we will handle in different with the frame name. This option integer. This is based on the indexing concept. So currently we know like there are three frames available on this. First frame index will be 0. For second frame index will be 1. For third frame index will be 3. Sorry, index will be 2. So if we have to click on anything on this one, this is the second frame we know. So we have to use the indexing part. So here we will write 1. Just 1. But before that you have to be sure like this is the second. This is your second frame. How we have verified? Once we have clicked on this, that content is loading over here. So this is our second frame. And once we click on this, then this is coming. So this is our third frame. This is our main. This is second. This is third. So if we have to click on anything over here, so its index will be 1. So you just write 1. It will switch to the second frame. And now you will be able to click on that.
Sorry, how you identified that the frame number?
Okay, I'll come. Let me run this. Means once on the first frame, once I have clicked on that link, so that content is actually loading just below that section. So that's second section is the second section actually displaying the content of the first one. Both are interrelated to each other. So that is why our main frame was the first one, and below one where the content is loading, that is our second frame. So in this way we have identified. Or you can hit and trial method also you can use. You have written one, and let's see if it is switching to that section frame when clicking on the alert interface or not. If it is working, then that is your second frame. Okay, it will not work. Why? Because there is a logic. If you have seen, it has not clicked on the alert. And you can see there is an error. No such frame exception. It is saying there is no such frame. This is what I was talking about. First, you have switched. Now try to understand the reason. First, you have switched to the main frame. Then you have clicked on this. Now its content is loading over here. So this is our second frame. Once I'm clicking on this, then its content is loading over here. So this was our last third frame. Okay. Before switching to this frame, where we were before switching to this frame, we simply open the URL and we just maximize that. So before that, before switching, coming under the first frame, we were simply on the application, right? So from our this application, this page, we have switched to the first frame and clicked on that, right? Now we want to click on this. So we have simply switched to the frame, to the second frame, and we are trying to click on this, but it is not working. Before that, just try to understand how you have reached to this first frame from your web page to the first frame. But here, what you are trying to do, you are trying to jump from frame one to frame two, right? So frame to
Just trying
frame,
to identify main frame.
no, frame to frame jumping is not possible. Web page to frame jumping is possible. Frame to frame, you cannot jump. So what you have to do, after performing the activity in the first frame, you have to return back to your web page. And now from web page, you can switch to the second frame. Then you will be able to click on one frame to another frame. You cannot jump from your page to frame. You can jump. So first you have to come back from your first frame to the web page, and then from this page you can jump to the second frame, and then you can. So always remember, frame to frame jumping is not possible. To web page to frame jumping is possible. So here you have maximized, switch to the first frame, clicked on the element. Now you have to come back to your page. So how you can do that? So there is a command driver dot switch to dot default content. This will switch back to you from your current frame to the page. Default content. There is one more method that I will show you in the next part. Default content. This will switch back to from your current frame to the page. Now you are currently on the page. Then now you can switch to the second frame. That means this frame, and then you can click on this alert link. This is the important and the only logic which is available in frame that we have to remember. Now you will notice it will not display you any error. And also we have learned one thing, like if you are trying to switch to a frame which is not available, so for that you will receive no such alert, no such frame exception. So in interview, they can also ask you in Selenium, what are the different types of exceptions you have faced and you have handled. No such element exception. So it is not able to locate. This one by dot XPath. Oh, sorry. Ah, this one I have just written the text value. Text method I haven't used. Okay, this is coming under an span tag, not under this tag. Okay. Yes, I think no error we have reset. Yes. So now it is working. Now our target is to click on, let's suppose I want to click on this instance method section. So let's inspect this first. Now we are trying to do this on the third frame. So first of all, let's identify this. This is the XPath. Okay. But like if you want to click on any third frame, first of all, now from here we have to switch back to the main page, then we have to come to the third frame. So that logic also we have to write here. So driver dot switch to dot. Now there is one more method called parent frame. Both are same. Default content parent frame. Both do the same thing. It will switch back from your current frame to the main page. So any of one you can use. Now after switching to the main page, you have to switch back to the third frame. Now this one we will do with the help of the third option. First of all, we have to reach to the frame tag of the third one. This is the third section frame. It has a tag called iframe. This one we identify this frame with the help of a web element. If you see the third option, driver dot switch to dot frame, the third option is web element. So it is asking you to provide a web element as a parameter. So you will locate this frame as a normal web element. You will write an XPath for this frame. You will treat this frame as a normal variable and you have to locate this. So how you can locate this with the help of an XPath? This frame has a name called this, so we will use this. It has a tag name called iframe, so we will write iframe and attribute is name and this is the value. Now this is the XPath for the frame. You can go ahead with the name also. You can go ahead with the index also. You can also locate the frame as a variable. That option also you can follow. So you have to first locate the frame driver.find element by dot xpath. Okay, and you have to store this in a web element variable. And this is a web element reference which you have to provide. This was asking a web element parameter, so this one you have located and you have passed that one. So now you are switching to a frame with the help of a web element. Before that you have done with the help of an index. Before that you have done with the help of a name. So all the three options we have. Now click on that, on the term that section. Okay, so let's run this. Any confusion? There is only two concepts. First, you have to switch, and second thing, every time you have to switch back to your current frame to the main page. Only these two logic you have to remember in a frame chapter. Now see, it has clicked on the instance one. Now you have to say, okay. So this is a logic for frame. Am I audible?
Yes. Is there any way to direct, locate iframe without?
There is a way, but every time that doesn't work. Let me show you. And sometimes you will see that option, but sometimes you will not see that option. So like if you click on right click and if you go, you will see this option, view frame source. If you right click on this page, if this option is coming for any page, view frame source, that means there is a frame on the page. But every time it doesn't come. For some application, this is implemented, so that is why this is coming. For some application, there is a frame, but it is not implemented. In that case, what you will do, you don't know. Initially, definitely you don't know there is a frame. So you will try to locate any element and you want to perform any action over there. You will see it is giving you an exception, no such element exception. Then you will verify XPath is also correct, but why it is not able to click? Then definitely there is a frame, that is why it is not happening. So now you just inspect and scroll up a little bit and you will see there is a iframe tag. Then you have to handle it. If here you can see, then that is very fine. Here also you can simply will be able to know. Here it is not displaying any frame name, but it is saying like there is a frame. Okay. So here it is not displaying any frame name. So for frame name, you have to inspect, and in that case only you have to find. Some of the page displays the frame. So that is why I was trying to locate. If you right click and frame source, it will display you the frame name also. But here it is not displayed. And also there are some pages where this option will not come, but there is a frame. So that is why you cannot rely on this one. But let's go ahead with the step-by-step approach. Okay, so this is all about frame. Now the last topic of today's class is access.
Sunny, your voice is breaking.
One second. Now it is fine.
Yes.
Okay, so will you able to hear me? What I said?
Yes.
Okay, so now we know about what is frame. So now we will see the third topic. Uh, okay. So as I said, this is also contains frame. So if I right click now, see there is no option called view frame source. But you inspect this, then see there is a frame. That is why I said you cannot rely on that one. Always try to locate. If you are not able to perform any activity and if your expert is correct, so let's come here and check whether there is a frame or not. And if you see here, there is no name. There is no name of for this frame, right? So first option is gone. Frame name you cannot use. Now indexing is there and web element option is there that we can with that we have to use. So let's locate this as a web element. We will use this class demo frame. It has a tag name called iframe at the rate class. So yes, it is identifying. Okay, so let's move on to the alert. Sorry, actions. Just after loading the URL, we will switch to the frame. We will use third option. Before that, we have to identify, we have to locate, and we have to store in a web. Okay. Now we have successfully switched to the frame. Now we can go ahead with the actions class. Okay, so as I said, like these are the four actions that you can perform with the help of actions class. And now you know, like there is an actions class in order to perform all these operations. Now on this page, first action that I want to perform is I want to right click on this, on draggable. If on this draggable, if you right click, then this will come, this pop-up will come. Okay. First of all, switching to the frame. Okay, one second. This page is under frame. This is not in any under frame. If we identify this draggable and if we scroll up, you will not. Okay, fine. This is coming to the frame. It is draggable. Okay, this is the element, and now from here, if you go up, this is not coming in a frame. How? If you see, this is the opening tag of the frame, and this is the closing tag of the frame. If we close this, now this is the element on which I want to click. This is not coming in the frame. This is outside the frame. If you expand this, the frame is getting closed over here only. And after that, this is coming. So that is this element on which we want to do right click. It is not coming in any under frame, in any frame. Okay, so first of all, let's locate this. So it has a text value. So simply we will write the tag name and text method we will use. And as of now, we will comment out this frame switching. We will locate driver dot find element by dot xpath. Okay. Now on this element, we want to do right click. Normal click we can simply do, but right click we cannot do without using actions. So you have to click actions class object. This you have to import. It is available in interaction package. And also it accepts a parameter, which is the driver reference. It accepts the driver reference that you have to provide. Whenever you create actions class object, it needs a parameter, which is driver reference, web driver reference. So that we have to pass here. That's it. After that, you have identified the element. Let's store this in a web element variable. Okay. Now on this element, you want to do right click. So for right click, you have to use actions class object, actions dot. For right click, there is a method called context click. Okay, so you have to call this method. Let me verify this. For right click, we have a context click method. Here you have to pass the element on which you want to do right click. So that element we have already located. So we will pass this here. Okay. Now when you call this now here we need to understand one thing. Once you call context click and you pass the element, now it doesn't mean like it will click on that element. Element indicates on which element right click will be performed. To perform right click, this method is used to perform right click operation. So this will just indicate you want to perform a right click operations. This will not do the right click. This context method will only indicate You want to perform a right click operation. In order to complete this right click operation, you have to call one more method, which is perform. On actions class, drag and drop, right click, double click, mouse over. These are the four operations. For all these four operations, we have four different inbuilt methods that we can use. For right click, we have context method. Context click we have called, but that will just indicate you want to perform a right click operation on the element. That activity will be performed when you call this perform method. This will you have to call every time for right click, for double click, for mouse over, for drag and drop, because this is the method which will complete the operation. This operation will be completed by this method. So at the last, every time for every options, you have to call this perform. Perform can perform only one operation at a time. Here, only one operation you want to perform, that is right click. So this one can work over here, but this will not work here. How? I will explain that. As of now, let's focus on this. You just want to perform a single operation, that is right click. So you have called the perform method to complete the operation. So this is the URL. That URL we have to change. Now let's run this. So if we click right, if we do right click, so what will happen? That pop-up will come. So let's see if it is coming or not. So it has performed, right? You can see that pop-up. It is coming. So this is how we perform right click operation in Selenium with the help of actions class. Now, now let's suppose this page is coming and I want to do mouse over operation. So if I mouse over, so what will happen? It will be highlighted it will be underlined. If you see currently it is not underlined, but if you will move the mouse, it will be underlined. So now this element is on focus, but I will not perform any action. I will not click on this. So I will just bring that element on the focus. So for that, what you can do, again, you have to use action class object only. Action dot. There is a method called for mouse over. What is the method? Move to element. It indicates on which element you want to do mouse over. Actions dot move to element, and this is the element on which we want to move. Right, and in order to complete the operation, you have to call the perform. Now see that element is highlighted. That is underlined, trackable, right? So that means it is working. Now next is double click. If you double click on this, so what will happen? This will again load. If you double click on this, so droppable will load. Okay. So this is what we will do here. So let's suppose I want to double click on droppable. Double click or single click, anything you do, it will just reload that option. Okay, so single click instant. It will just change the value. Okay, now we want to perform double click. So for that, action dot, there is a method called double click, which this is you have to use, and you have to, one second. This is right click, this is double click. For that, double click method is there. Okay, so here you have to pass the element on which you want to do double click and then perform. That's it. So these are very easy. The important one is drag and drop. So it has worked, right? Droppable is loaded. Now we will do this one, this operation. Now this is under a frame. Demo frame, right? So this one we have already done. So let's switch to the frame first, then the actions object. And now how this drag and drop works. So first you click on this element and then you left click. Once you left click, now you are holding the element. First you select, then you right click, sorry, then you left click. You are holding the element and then you are moving the element. And after moving, what you are doing, you are releasing. You are releasing the left click, and now it has dragged. Okay, what you are doing, you are holding, you are first selecting, then you are holding, then you are moving, then you are releasing. These four activity you are doing. I'm repeating again. You are selecting, you are holding, you are moving, and then you are releasing. This four activity you are doing for drop and drop, drag and drop operation. Same thing we will do in our command also. But before that, we have to locate the source and the destination. So it has a ID called draggable. What is the tag name? Div. This is our source. Okay. Similarly, we have to locate our target. What is our target? This is, so it has an ID called droppable. So we have located source and target. Now we will perform the action. Action dot first action is there are two ways you can perform drag and drop. One is this one. So first of all, what we have done, we have clicked and hold. And what we have done, first we have clicked and hold. So this one you have to do. There is a method called click and hold. Okay, so which one you are clicking and holding? The source one. So the source you have to pass here. Then what you are doing? Here also, here only we understand. We are clicking and holding, then we are moving. This is the next operation we are doing. So now here we will call move to element. Which from where we are moving? We are moving on the target. Target we have to give. After that, what we are doing? After moving, we are releasing. So we will call the release now. Click and hold source one, move to the target one, and then release. And now tell me how many operations you are doing here. 1, 2, and 3. 3 operations you are doing here, right? And I already said perform. If you see the definition, it completes an action which is intended to achieve. It is used when the user wants to perform a single action. But here you are performing 3 actions. Now you have to use build. If a user wants to perform multiple actions on an element at a time, then build is used. It compiles all the actions as a single one. That means once you call the build method, what it will do, it will compile this entire 3 method into a single method. Now all these 3 has become a single method. Then you will call perform. Click and hold, move to element, release. These are 3 actions. Once you call build, it has compiled all these 3 into a single action. Now you will call perform. Now this entire has become a single action. Then you can call the perform method, because perform can be used only on a single method, on a single action. Now it will move the source to the target. Let's see if it is working or not. Invalid selector. Unable to locate div@it trackable. It is not able to identify this element with the help of IT. Xpath was incorrect. Hmm. Xpath was incorrect. This is something which should not be there. Now it will work. So see, it has worked, right? Drag and drop is performed. So this is a one way of performing drag and drop. There is one more way, which is a very simple way. There is an inbuilt method called action dot drag and drop. Here just pass the source and the target, then build dot perform. Oh, sorry, dot perform, because there is only one action. Instead of doing this thing, you can do this also. But why I have explained the first one, because this is an interview question. Without drag and drop method, how you can perform this? They will ask. What happened? Did it work? I haven't noticed. Have you all noticed? So yes, it is working. Okay. So that's all for today's class. If you have anything to discuss, you can ask or you can drop off. Yes, then we can drop off. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.